weekend, right, is Juneteenth. So I'm super excited about the ability to talk about those traditions. I know, Professor Hunter, you feel like Juneteenth. Do you love Juneteenth?
I love freedom. I want everyone to be free. And I love the fact that we
Yeah.
can celebrate people who weren't free for 2 years after Black folk got freedom and then they got
Yeah.
freedom. I feel like it's a regional holiday. I feel like it should be celebrated. I didn't grow up celebrating it. That it's a federal holiday, allows for people who are open enemies to now, once again, first of all, benefit from us.
Right.
You got the day off and, double time if you have to work. No, like I just, meh. So that's how I feel about it. But yeah, we're
I
gonna still
understand.
celebrate. Yeah.
I understand. It's bittersweet, right? But so are
Love
our
this.
foods, right? Like
Yes.
like hibiscus, drinks that are hibiscus, it's bittersweet, right? It's when we talk about red foods for Juneteenth, we're talking about a celebratory color. That's that hibiscus that permeates. Those are those other kinds of reds that are into the red rices and the hot links and all of that. This is a very traditional African thing for us, and we have to find our own celebration points, Professor Hunter, within this new world order or disorder that we find ourselves in. And hibiscus is what I wanted to talk about because it is pervasive. So where you find okra, you see Africa. Where you find hibiscus, you see Africa. In fact, these plants are cousins. They're related, right? Did you know that, Professor Hunter?
I
You love
did
okra.
not. So
They're in the
okra is
mallow
related to
family.
hibiscus?
They're both in the mallow family. And I think it's fascinating that they are related. Cotton is also related. These are things we have deep relationships with. And those deep relationships are our memories of home. These are the things that say to us, I'm sad that I'm not there anymore. I'm also going to celebrate that I still exist here. So when we talk about those red foods and drinks, they are all over the diaspora. When you're in Brazil, a hibiscus drink, a red drink is called vinaigreira. When you're in Trinidad, it's called zobo or sorrel. It's called sorrel in Jamaica. You have in the American South, it's called red drink, right? So you have it pervasive. West Africa, you have kerka, you have uh, Zobo. You also have Kerkade in Egypt. You have, you just got all these names that it can be known as, right? Bissap as well. And this is because these teas are part of our celebratory processes. When there's rites of passage, when we just need to cool off, when we're having a gathering, red drinks are served. Red is that color of the ancestors. It's saying to us to keep going. It's the blood, right? It's the rush, like we talked about with the libido. Right? And even wearing hibiscuses and burning hibiscuses for us as an incense meant that there was some attractiveness to what we were doing, right? It's an attractant color. So I love that we can celebrate these things. And it's also very detoxifying. I mean, many of us were on our ancestor working on plantations where it was hot. They were working from can't see to can't see. And that overheating and that toxicity needed to be addressed. So that hibiscus tea was part and parcel of that.
So Juneteenth is known for the red drink
Red food,
and red velvet and all of the
red bird, red food, red
Yes.
links, all of it. And guess what I thought about was that red drinks still resonate for us in our DNA because you got Kool-Aid. We don't even call the Kool-Aid. What is that? It's called cherry. Is it cherry?
It's called red. I don't know.
Right.
It's called red Kool-Aid. I don't even know
Absolutely.
what the flavor is.
We don't even call it cherry. We call it red because we like red drink, Hawaiian punch, all of these other things that were really pushed into our neighborhoods as children. We realized this was a marketing ploy to also attract. We are attracted to that red, the little red punch drinks and the little quarter waters and the little, like all of that is our attractiveness to red. So look, I mean, the Kool-Aid man, you remember he used to burst into the, hey, I'm Kool-Aid. I mean, why does he sound like Louis Armstrong. Like, I don't understand why you sound like a black man. What is that?
You know what it
It's
is.
breaking up people's walls.
Yeah, just all kind of destructive. Yeah, you know what it is, Dr. Sunyatta.
Oh my God.
All right,
Our
so
love for red is deep.
I see the section. I just went to it. Those of you who are on calabasht.com, check it out. And are you doing anything in the store special for Juneteenth? And you didn't grow up celebrating Juneteenth, did you?
I did. Our family celebrated Juneteenth. I'm not sure exactly why, because it seemed like more of a Texas thing, but it's also partly what happens when people are back and forth to the Caribbean in those southern areas. And so it's probably just part and parcel of like the Louisiana, Texas, like that connection to Haiti and Jamaica, et cetera. So it's just probably part of that. But I will say that we opened this location, actually. I'm glad you asked that. We opened this location some years ago on Juneteenth on purpose. Our aspect was that self-determination, and we were not going to forget all the places that we came from, and we need to celebrate ancestors in that capacity.
I love it. And that location is in DC,
Yes.
But there's a virtual location that people can go to at calabasht.com virtually and get your whole live together. And
so we'll be hanging out this weekend. You know, we'll be
gonna have band at the shop. What you doing anything?
Oh, I'm that DJ. You should already know.
All right. I was just pointing, and I'm looking forward. You'll be back before, but we're gonna be at BlurredCom, which I'm excited about. We're talking about it today with the team. You and I and Dr. Carr.
I'm so excited.
At the Smithsonian. Yeah, we're going to be talking about what it means to be a blurred, a BLERD. I don't know. I'm struggling with that because I was called that today. Carl and Urays was like, "You're a blurred." And I was like, "No, I'm real cool."
That's what every nerd says. Every nerd thinks that they're really cool. Anyone who says I'm real cool, definitely a nerd.
I'm the dopest. No, but even that, I was like, why do we need a box? Why do we need a box? He was like, well, you like to read. I was like, that's not enough to be a blurred just because you read. Come on now.
You're reading Octavia Butler. You're into all of this is a thing.
All of that. This still. So that's gonna be the start of the conversation. Do we need this term to define ourselves? Because you're one of the coolest people I know. You identified.
I'm a huge nerd. Huge comic book nerd. Sci-fi nerd. That's my space since childhood. I love it. I'm unapologetic about it.
All right. Well, we're going to get down and have a discussion that's going to be lively. And I thank you for saying yes when I asked. So thank you.